everybody. Welcome to Jets Post Game Overtime, an exclusive live stream on SNY.TV. Our guys will hand out our full report cards from the game and much more. Jonas Schwartz alongside Ray Lucas, the coach Mike Westhoff, Chad Cascadden. Jets, of course, lose 27-23 to the Dolphins. Let us begin giving our grades with the offense. Ray, what do you got?
I got him a D. 3 of 11 on third down, 1 of 5 in the red zone, 2 interceptions by Mr. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 1 in the red zone, flat D.
Mike?
I give him a D+. One of the things, and I feel very much the same way, inefficiency in the red zone, inefficiency on third and long, that held them back. I liked a little bit of the creativity when they brought in the extra lineman, created an unbalanced line, and let Matt Forte just explode into the end zone. I mean, so that part really excited me. I saw some good things. Not sticking with Brandon Marshall when he had a total mismatch against Maxwell, I think that brought the grade down.
Look, I went C. This sounds like my high school transcript. I had a C minus, and I gave him a C minus. Third down efficiency, real low. They can't do that. They're underperforming. Red zone, 1 of 5. You have to score touchdowns. You cannot just kick field goals and win against a team like this in the NFL. And it just felt like they abandoned the run when they shouldn't have. It felt like they should have kept going with the run. Matt Forte, Bilal Powell. These guys are dynamic running backs. I mean, you really need to feed this machine. And so for that, to me, that's a C minus.
So, Coach, when we look at the red zone issues that this team had today, again, is it just as simple as all the things you guys mentioned, quarterback, play selection, and not finding the wide receiver?
Football in the red zone.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
On first down, first down, please. A little patience. Run that ball on first down, and let's see what happens. See how they react. Come in with Bilal Powell and Matt. Shift one of them out, preferably shift out Forte because he catches anything you throw. And now let's find out what the heck they're going to do.
And here's the funny part. Even with Bilal Powell running, Chad said at the beginning of the show, he's a cannon every time he touches the ball. He's got another gear that I didn't think he really had. So you really can't go wrong with both of those guys in there on the red zone.
All right, let's get to defense. And, Chad, what grade are you giving the defense?
You know, I was really negative on them today. I gave them a C minus because although they did a good job of stopping the run, they ran a 3-4 defense today, and the outside backers absolutely did not perform. You had Catapano, who can't run a wheel route. You've got Jenkins, who can't cover a tight end, who I don't even know who this guy is.
I do. Hold on, I wrote
in the end zone.
Dominique Jones.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dominique Jones.
Until today because he played the Jets.
Dropped an interception that he could have taken back.
Malden runs a game on the inside. On a run play, it's not pass, it's run. And so it gives them the soft corner. The guy scores a touchdown. And then at the end of the game, it was Stafford who did the penalty, which gave them the first down, which essentially ended the game. And so I gave him a C minus because I just thought big-time poor performance on the outside linebackers.
Mike?
I can't disagree with that on that, but I gave them a B, and I'll tell you why. I live in Florida, and all week long, all I heard about was this great Miami running game. And if I listened to one word on it, I read every single thing, and I said they will not run against the New York Jets front, and they did not. Now, they had some breakdowns.
But
they had some breakdowns, some garbage.
Yards
I agree.
In the fourth quarter.
And some of the penalties that hurt the Jets and gave them some first down opportunities. I think that they played a better football game than what the end result was. I never felt like this Miami Dolphin offense could beat the Jets defense. I never believed that.
It's an interesting point because of the result, the run defense does not get a lot of credit. They played very well today.
I thought they did.
Ray?
Fantastic. I gave him a B because you know why? I thought they played well enough for the Jets to win the game. That's it, plain and simple.
And you know what? Let's say Darrelle Revis. We really didn't talk about Darrelle Revis today. He actually did a good job. And I think to your point, Coach, I think they listened to you. They pushed him up. He had him bump and run. He had help over the top. And you know what? You didn't hear his name. When you don't hear his name, that means he had a good game.
Pretty good. Landry, you didn't hear Landry's name much.
Not at all.
Not much.
Except when he was causing 15-yard penalties that he didn't get called for.
Yeah,
which is a whole other situation. I heard you. I got it.
All fair.
Okay, I'm done.
I think that was the message to move on. So let's get to special teams. Coach, what are you giving the special teams?
I gave him an F. That's really a shame. Number one, they gave up a punt return for a touchdown in the first half. There was an illegal block. It happened. But yet it really looked pretty easy for them. They did that. They didn't do anything themselves into that regard. They didn't make any big plays in there. And then, of course, at the end, you have the offside, which, to heck with that play, tell me what's going to happen on the next one. You give up a kickoff return. You just can't do that, and that's really very, very inefficient. I'm very disappointed.
Chad?
Yeah, I was slightly nicer. I gave him a D, Jonas. You know, you gave up a punt return. You gave up a kickoff return, which basically cost you the game. This game was won. It's 23-20. You gave up that 7 points. It's 27-23. They cost them the game. You cost the game, you know, you get a D in my mind.
Right.
F. For the same thing that Mike said, you know, one play, Coach Parcells always say, don't let one bad play make two bad plays. But when you give up a touchdown at the end of the game, and let's not forget, that punt return, the guy wasn't even touched. Not one guy on the Jets side put his hand on him. It's just an F. It's an F.
Let's turn to coaching. Coach, what are you giving the coaching staff?
I gave him a C- because of the inconsistency that I saw. A lot of things I liked. I saw some things. I saw some innovation. And then I saw some very lack of innovation. So that's very disappointing. I hate to see that a coach got put in a difficult position by having to sit his star players at the beginning of the game. And so that I'm going to blame on the players. But I saw some good things and then some things that weren't so good that were very frustrating. I'm really curious as to at the end of the ball game what they were thinking with time management. Let's get going a little bit, guys. That disappointed me some too. So I gave him a C-.
Right.
I went D- for a couple of reasons. 4 personal fouls in the first half cost the Jets at least 7 points.
Yeah.
That's coaching. That's discipline right there. The lack of throwing the ball to Brandon Marshall on Chan Gailey's part, the lack of running the football inside the red zone when your guy is running for 7.7 yards a carry, to me, coaching. Okay, so for me, after the bad punt, you get your special teams coach together and you say, hey, what do we got to do to stop this thing? And the most important play of the entire game, special teams coach failed, Mike. So I gave him a D-.
Don't punt the ball in the middle of the field would have been a good suggestion.
Well,
Hit it over there a little bit. That might have helped too.
4 personal foul penalties.
Yeah, I agree.
For me.
Tough to disagree.
Sorry.
Yeah, I gave him a C. I was slightly nicer. You know, if you go back to the interviews and you looked at Giacomini, and he said, I've got to focus, and I've got to drill down, I've got to do a better job. And yes, I know he's back. He's the second game back. But that says to me, okay, perhaps, yes, no, he didn't do a good enough job. But then you heard Forte come in there and say, look, we keep practicing and we keep doing this and fixing the mistakes, and then we go into the game, we keep repeating this. And to me, I think that's coaching. And I thought they, like Coach said, I thought there was some really good stuff. I thought the defense actually, I liked the calls, the execution not so good, but I liked it. It seemed like that was a better team. And then on offense, some good plays, some bad plays. Don't get away from the run. So overall, I feel like this is a C. It's not their worst effort, but certainly not their best.
You know, you brought up Matt Forte. And Matt Forte was very candid in his comments about play calling, as you said, repeating the same
first time you
mistake.
ever heard him.
Yeah,
Subtle,
right.
it's very subtle.
Very professional.
Pushed a little bit, yeah.
Does a coach hear that, Coach? Does a coach hear that and adjust to it when a player says something like that? In a very nice way. He was very professional about it. Does the coaching staff hear stuff like that?
Sure, they hear it. I hope he heard it. To tell you the truth.
Chan Gailey?
I hope he heard it. I'm honest with you. And sometimes, I tell you what, if you're a good coach, you don't miss anything. You pay attention to everything. Now, do you react to everything? No, you don't. But you accept it and you take a look at it and you see if it needs to be addressed. But I don't think there's anything you should miss. I think that's a big mistake, and I hope they didn't.
What did you think of what Forte had to say?
I thought it was a guy who wants the ball more. You know, Brandon Marshall does it one way. Mr. Forte does it another way. Brandon Marshall, I'm always open, I'm always open. You'll never hear Matt Forte say that in any time. But this guy wants the football. 7.7 yards a carry. I almost had 100 yards in the first half. He almost had 100 yards in the first half, and then he doesn't even get 100 yards with 30 minutes left of football. Just that kid standing there, he's scratching his head like, what is going on? So to me, I thought it was the nicest way I've ever heard somebody say, give me the damn ball.
Ray, he runs for 100 yards, catches 50, and like you said, he got 150 balls in the last 2 years.
There's a 2-year period of time where he caught 175 passes.
175
over
passes
2 years.
in 2 years. That's insane. And this guy doesn't look like age is catching up with him at all. This guy looks professional. This guy looks healthy, and he looks fast, and he's tough. Dude, give the man the ball.
And here's the other thing, too. I mean, I never like to go back and look at games before, but against the Cleveland Browns, if you remember, they started throwing screen passes in the second half.
Yeah.
And the Jets' offense gashed the Browns with the screen pass. The fact that he almost had 100 yards in the first half and he had one catch in the ball game, To me, that's a travesty. That should never happen. If anything, he should have 4 balls, at least 2 screens a game, at the very least, in every single game.
1 catch, 5 yards, 2 targets, 12 carries, 92 yards, touchdown, 7.7 yards per carry. Let's talk about the Rams, who come in next week. Coach, what do you expect out of this matchup?
I like the Jets in this matchup. I think the Rams offense, I think we could get a pickup team from the studio. I don't believe in the Rams offense. I'm sorry. I don't. Now, I think they've got a good defense, and they're a threat. And I think but I don't think this offense can beat the New York Jet defense. I fully expect the Jets to win this game. Get your tickets early. Get there and support the Jets.
Chad, what do you think?
I agree with Coach. I think the best part of this team is the defense. The offense is struggling. You may see Goff next week. But you know what? At the end of the day, I think the Jets, this is a better team. Can they travel to the West Coast and beat a Rams team like this? I absolutely think they can.
No, it's at home.
No, at home.
It's home? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was away. Well, then they're definitely going to win.
You know what? I just don't think they're very good, the Rams.
I don't either. I'm with you.
And I'll be shocked if the Jets don't win, but I've been shocked a lot this season so far. You know, today was a game that I knew the Jets could win. I mean, X's and O's wise, what you're reading, the fact that Muhammad Wilkerson and Sheldon Richardson put themselves in a situation where it hurt the team in the first quarter is unacceptable for me.
All right. Well, we are out of time. For Chad Cascadden, the coach Mike Westhoff, Ray Lucas, I'm Jonas Schwartz. Thanks for tuning into the live stream of Jets postgame overtime. Bookmark SNY.TV and thejetsblog.com for more coverage and analysis of today's game. We will see you this time next week. Have a good one, everybody.